Give it a couple of seconds. Going live, going live. I'm coming back from getting some lunch. I'll be cool in this live. I'm coming back from getting some lunch and I get a notification that put a big smile on my face. Huge smile on my face. I called it. I knew it. You can't really say you called it something when you actually knew what was happening. So, but I'm glad it happened. I'm glad nothing got in the way of this happening because this is some exciting news. There are lots of trades, there's a lot of free agency happening, but it's always cool when something big happens that is going to have like a critical impact on a team. And that's what happened just a few minutes ago. So I'm trying to get this throat right. So y'all, it's Fran Harris, Women's Basketball TV. Love, love, love what's happening in our game around the college game. But what just happened in sports, I interrupt whatever you're doing right now to announce that Nneka Ogunmike, former MVP, all defensive player, team, all WNBA, will we be a Hall of Famer one day, president of the Players Association, all of that. Nneka Ogunmike is headed to Seattle to play for the Storm with recent free agent who signed a couple of weeks ago, Sky Diggins-Smith. But more importantly, in my mind, one of my favorite players, and that's Jewell Loyd. Jewell Loyd, Nneka Ogunmike, and Skylar Diggins-Smith. Yo, Seattle just went from a pretender to a contender. From pretender to contender. Just like that. And let's not twist it at all. Let's keep it a buck. Without adding Nneka, Storm, they were going to be better, but they were not going to be a contender. They were absolutely not going to be a contender. Here's what Nneka Ogunmike brings to the party. I only had a couple of seconds to tell you about her accolades. It's not even about the accolades. This is a player. There are few players in the W who can play 3.5 positions. And the only reason I'm not giving her 4 is because she's not 6'5", okay? Or she would be playing center as well. Nneka Ogunmike has quietly become one of the best players in the WNBA. And I say quietly because we haven't talked a whole lot about her in the last few years. We did last year because she was having an all-star year. I got to call a couple of their games for the W for Ion and Bally Sports. So I got a chance to sit with Nneka, interview her, and those kinds of things. And she had a phenomenal year last year. But what Nneka's about to do with the refreshed mentality, a new perspective, new location, love under new management, what Nneka is about to do in Seattle for that franchise and with that franchise is going to be fun. I am going on the record and saying I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to go and watch Nneka this summer, but I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to Seattle. I am going to Seattle to watch that. Unbelievable. Great pickup. Absolute great pickup. Noel, coach out there, has to be doing cabbage patches, the Cupid shuffle. Excited. The fans are going to be excited by this. This is a tremendous pickup. And when I talk about Nneka being a player who can play 2 through 5, can defend the perimeter, can handle the ball well enough at the 3 to face up, can play with her back to the basket, extremely fit and strong, intelligent, great teammate. You want to talk about the whole package? Nneka Ogunmike is the whole package, the full Monty. She is everything. And I love it when great players land in great situations. Great people land in great situations. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable what we're seeing with Nneka Ogunmike making the move to Seattle. And let's keep it a buck for a second. There are only a couple of places Nneka was going to go. Not because people didn't want her. This is a highly desirable free agent. This was a highly desirable free agent. And conversations I've had in the league, coaches, media, I mean, Everybody low-key wants Nneka, but everybody knows that they can't get Nneka. Not Nneka was not gettable by every franchise in this league. Very specific places she wanted to go. She wanted to go where she could have immediate impact with where a team was not necessarily rebuilding, but building something. As you can get that whole word of rebuilding, you could that can mean a whole different things. But she wanted to go somewhere where they were building something very, very specific where she fit in. It's very different when you're recruiting somebody and you go, hey, we'll find a place for. No, we're architecting. I made that a verb. Yes, I did. We're architecting something very special here, and here is how you fit into that. Here is how you get to be a part of building that. Here is how you get to be a potter in the situation to move our franchise and our organization to the next level. And that's what Nneka was looking for. Not just somebody who said, oh, we're going to scoot somebody up so that you can start. Because it doesn't matter if you're starting in a place and they're not building anything special. We know that Seattle is one of the best franchises in the W. We know that their leadership, meaning their front office, is serious, super serious about building legacy. So they do things very differently. There was absolutely no doubt in my mind that that's where Nneka Ogunmike was going to go. It fits her. Powerful women leading the organization, class organization, invest in their sport, new arena, new practice facilities, fandom out the crazy fandom. That is the perfect place for Nneka Ogunmike. And anywhere else would not have made sense. So I knew that deal was going to get done. But when it gets to the court, Jewel Lloyd, I love Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd deserves Nneka Ogunmike. She deserves a player who brings the professionalism to the court and to the sport. She deserves a player whose level of elevation and activation when it comes to being a professional athlete, fighting for the W players, future generation of W, but also players who've been there, Olympian, all WNBA, all everything, high IQ, Mamba mentality. Jewel Lloyd deserves somebody to play alongside her like Nneka Ogunmike. And here's the thing, they deserve Jewel. Jewel has the perfect name because she is a jewel. She's a gem. And I love that she stayed and there was no rumblings about Jewel Lloyd trying to get out of, Seattle. I don't know a lot of people who try to get out of Seattle under its current leadership. I've heard some very good things, some great things about the leadership at the Seattle Storm organization. So you got future Hall of Famer and Jewel Lloyd not trying to get out and having some very real conversations with Nneka Ogunmike and Sky Dig about coming in and what they're going to be able to do. They're going to be fun. You got a scoring point guard in Skylar Diggins, who's, honestly, I didn't see Skylar as like a true point guard when she was in college, even though that's where she played. But she's really developed her game. Even though she played there, I thought Sky's probably going to be a better off guard, but she's developed her game, developed her leadership. And so let's talk about these three people. Skylar Diggins Smith at the point, scoring point guard, strong point guard, vocal. Jewel Lloyd, the best, top 2, top 3 combo off guards in the WNBA. Beautiful jump shot, great slasher, gets to the basket, superb passer. And then you add a 3-4 in Nneka Ogunmike, phenomenal, incredible rebounder, tremendous scorer. I wouldn't say Nneka's a great shooter yet, but she's a tremendous scorer. And I see her adding to her repertoire the outside shot, the 15 to 17 footer. She can hit that shot. But I mean, people need to fear that Nneka Ogunmike, when she's facing up, they need to fear that she can make that shot. She's always been able to put it on the deck and get to the hole. She's quick, she's athletic, she's smart. But if Nneka develops 15, 17, 19 for the 3 point, ooh, it's over. I predict Seattle wins their next championship in the next 3 years. It's a great window for Nneka, who's in her 30s, right? Mid, late 30s, getting to be there. That's a good window. The 30s are the golden years. They're amazing years. So Nneka, knowing that, went somewhere where there's that window that she can vie for a championship, and she's still relatively young. And then if you watch the documentary that she's in, you guys need to watch Shattered Glass. She's talking about her retirement, what she wants to do after, but there's still business to take care of in the Seattle Storm organization. So I just got excited. I had to hop on live. I couldn't wait for the announcement to come. And I was like, this deal has to get done. This deal has to get done. And it did. Nneka Ogunmike goes to the Seattle Storm. What do y'all think about that? You think that's a good move? How good do you think Seattle is going to be this year? What do you think Nneka Ogunmike will bring to the Seattle Storm? And do you think, as I do, that is one of the baddest big three in the WNBA right now? Which team has a better big three than what I just saw get drawn up in the Seattle Storm organization? I'm here. I'm listening. I'm all ears, because I can't think of one off the dome that's better than Skylar Diggins, Jewel Lloyd, and Nneka Ogunmike. But y'all hit me up in the live, and if you want me to go live more, definitely put that in the chat as well. Happy to do that. Love going live. It's my first live of 2024. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time. What we got here? End stream.